Welcome in, everybody. Wednesday, December 29th. Daily Bread with Sosa and Rex coming at you live on Twitter and on YouTube and Twitch. So thank you to all who are tuning in. If it's your first episode, you're picking a great one to jump into. If you're tuning back in for the second or multiple times, we appreciate all you reoccurring viewers and listeners. The show is for you guys. This is why we show up each day. Show, as usual, powered and sponsored by PickCity.com. Make sure to be following them on Twitter at PickCity, and also be checking out the Wise Guys Diamond Club on Twitter. And if you need to get in to the Discord for your extra action, extra analysis that you get from fantasy to everything under the sun, you know where to DM that Twitter handle. That's your best way to be doing it. If you're watching this live on Twitter, make sure to give us a like, retweet it there. Give us a follow if you already aren't following Daily Bread Media. It's your hub for pay for play and Sunday morning quarterback on top of this show. And if you're watching us on YouTube, that's your best way to be featured. Give us a like on the episode there. Really helps us out. And we thank all of you who liked our first episode of Extra Dough yesterday. The spin doc came in there, let you know what he caps each time for basketball games. Under 5 minutes, lets you help it out. So make sure to be checking out that video as well. Anything I forget in our terribly long intro now at this point?
No, not that I can think of, because I was thinking of everything and nothing. Nope, you got that one. Good job, Rex. Good job. In the words of my Larry June, good job.
I hate saying to like it, but it's required now by the people who tell us at YouTube, because we're just about at 1,000. So once we get there, we have that giveaway coming up, and the autograph memorabilia giveaway should be arriving at some point this week. So we'll debut it on the show to see which one of our viewers gets to win that. What's up, Steven?
Steven C. I hope he's ready for tonight. Is he joining us tonight?
Tonight at 6:00, paid for play is Sam Murphy, Goose, you, and me. College football episode for the bowls on Saturday and the playoffs on Fridays. So you'll see us again live in about 3.5 hours.
Well, time to write an email to corporate. Can't believe this guy's not coming to work. Unbelievable.
Well, make sure he said he can show up. I don't think corporate asked him to show up. I think that's the difference.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll talk later.
So today we're going to stick to the hoops action, because if you want to get the college football, tune in with us at 6. We don't got anything on the bowl game starting before there, but we got all of our best ones coming in.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Maryland started off with the NBA action for today.
Yes, sir. And I'm going to just keep it real simple for y'all. Tonight, we get a game between two teams that seem to be getting players back from COVID. It's actually the most full number of props I've been able to get in a cool minute on a full game. I mean, they got just about everyone playing in this game, and that's the Charlotte Hornets versus Indiana Pacers game. Rematch of the play-in game last year, in which the Hornets got smacked. These games have a history of going over. I think the game goes over. I'm also looking at two props that I love. My favorite two are Domantas Sabonis to score 20 points at minus 106, and Domantas Sabonis to score 25 points at plus 245. I think those are easy plays. His minutes are just fine. And yeah, that's my full expectation. He gets a full workload against those bigs. I think he balls. Pretty cut and dry.
Sabonis night. The last time that you pulled the Sabonis ladder, I don't think you said it's a ladder night, but my one buddy DM'd me, said, how does Sosa always know when to pick the ladder nights for the players? So is it a ladder, or is it just a regular Sabonis?
No, it's definitely a ladder. We're going to do his opening number, I believe, is at 18.5, 19.5, 20 points, 25. I like both. I think he balls out. His double prop is obviously juiced. I believe it's like at minus 200. I would take that and throw that in a parlay, if anything. but him to get a double-double should be pretty much a formality. That's at minus 600. I mean, you don't have the only big that you have to worry about from Charlotte is Mason Plumlee. So
Someone was in the waiting room and had it paused. It happens to the best of us.
hey,
Ooh,
man.
new viewer. It looks like from Russia.
Whoa. I come in peace.
Global. Daily Bread is global.
Man. But yeah, that's the first play I love today. The second one that I'm on is in the Los Angeles Lakers Memphis Grizzlies game. And I am going to go with the Los Angeles Lakers team total under 109.5 points against the Grizzlies tonight. They don't score 110. Team total under at minus 115. It's my favorite play of the night. A team that, well, I can do that, man. I can just fade them because I'm just allowed to, and it's just what I do. It's just what they
Because
do.
I'm allowed to.
They stink,
I
man.
never heard that reasoning. We had respect play. This is because I'm allowed to play.
The Lakers don't beat teams with a winning record. Like, they stink. They haven't beaten a team with a winning record since the beginning of November. Like,
Not wrong.
yeah, well, like you know what you've seen. You know, it is what it is. That's the game. Be honest with yourselves and stop lying. Be blind witnesses. But LeBron had 40. All right, they lost.
We'll let him go. We always like to let Sosa go a little bit when he gets on these.
But he had 40, man, and he's shooting 55%, man. Yeah, okay. Bet. Hey, man, this is what I heard, man. Damn. God. The next play I like tonight is meanwhile, back in, back online here. We're gonna go with Cam Johnson's points tonight. Cam's been on point for this team. He looks like he's ready to pick up that scoring. He'll get more minutes because I think this game will trend towards a blowout, given that Oklahoma City played last night. I had money on Shai Gilgeous threes. He ain't hit that shit. So I'm going to rock with Cameron Johnson tonight, over 15.5 points at minus 104. And I'm also going to take his over 3.5 threes or 4+ threes from Cam Johnson at plus 180. He's the best perimeter shooter on the team. He's a catch and shoot specialist. That's what he does. He catches and shoots, and he puts up trays. With Ayton gone, I feel as though he knows he's got to pick up some of the slack, and he's going to get even more minutes coming off the bench. Bench that's been depleted, I believe, with Jay Crowder still out as well. So they're in need of bigs and production from wings. I think that Cam Johnson fits the bill, and he comes out here, performs well tonight against our Oklahoma City team that's on a back-to-back. I think this game could really get ugly.
Quite ugly.
I think it could get really ugly for Oklahoma City. That's just my firm expectation with this one. And the two other props that I absolutely love tonight are Damian Lillard, over 28.5 points. I think tonight is a Dame Lillard night. I'm going to play him anywhere from 28.5 as his opening number to 35. I think it's a Dame Lillard night, plus 290. Yeah, I love him in this particular matchup at the crib. Utah on the road. I still think Utah probably covers the spread.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's a Dame Lillard game. I think we get a good head-to-head between him and Donovan Mitchell. And I do believe there's a chance that Donovan could play. That's not guaranteed. I think they said he's like 50-50 or yeah, there's a good chance he might not play. If he doesn't play, I love Dame Lillard's numbers even more. Not that he's some sort of like, defense or not, but like no guy on the other side. I mean, if you got to shoot it out with Jordan Clarkson, you got to do what you got to do. So that's my third one. And the last play that I like is in the Dallas Mavericks Sacramento Kings game. And the play will be Kristaps Porzingis to get a double-double. He burnt me 2 nights ago.
Oh, no.
He burnt me 2 nights ago, a plus 100. Fucking dude had 34 and 35 and 9. He gonna get us a double-double tonight. Double-double plus 105 against a Sacramento team that's on a back-to-back off a loss last night. Yeah, give me the Mavs to come in there. Good energy. They also just signed Isaiah Thomas, a guy that I always cheer for. Shout out to him.
I like it.
And that's all I got for the NBA. What are we headed to next?
College hoops is how we'll wrap up the show. As you know, Paid for Play going to be live tonight, and I'm excited, Sosa, because even though we got good games canceled, we're back. It's no more of these 8-game slates. We finally got a full rotation here. We got the better bowl games because college hoops is always better when there's more than 10 games. The books are not nearly as sharp, and you got some high power matchups here. But, he likes Tennessee. We'll get to that game shortly. Where we're going to start it off tonight is an over 155 in Kansas versus Nevada. Over 155 at minus 110. This opened at 157.5. It's finally been bet down to a number that I like here. Sure, it's still a little high, but both of these teams are top 50 in pace. Neither of these teams defend a 2-point paint well. So that's the one big spot when we got teams with pace and neither of them defend the paint well. Sure, Nevada's bigs might have a little bit of issues like Warren Washington going up against the guys at Kansas, but Kansas is allowing teams to shoot 50% against them on the inside. On the flip side, from three, both teams are hitting it above 36%, allowing teams to shoot decent percentages. All signs just point towards this game ending in the high 160s, if not 170s. I think Kansas gets us to around 90 points tonight. Nevada gets us right around 70. So that puts Kansas covering the number. So I do think they cover. I don't want to lay that big of a number. I think we see points.
Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. I'm glad we see people talking about Tennessee.
You want to talk about the Tennessee versus Alabama game then?
Talk about that Tennessee versus Alabama game.
What you got for it?
Alabama at the crib. I just like to remind you, last year, the first game that they had on TV at the crib, what they did to LSU. They didn't miss. They're not going to miss tonight. They already smoked them boys. I would go with an alternate spread in the first half if I can get it. I would just take the first half. Alabama's going to come out here and just blitz them from the beginning, smack the shit out of them, and it'll be all she wrote. Give me the Crimson Tide at the crib. And there are players. Hey, that's another thing I've seen. Like, no, bro. They're about to get smoked. That's a smoke show. Beat down. Rick Barnes on the road. Come on. NATO's got this. Give me Tennessee or give me Alabama first half minus 5.5 at plus 170. You can get on FanDuel. We can cash it out together.
So
this will be a walkthrough, an absolute walkthrough.
I like that. Your one concerning factor could potentially be here is Alabama's big guy, Bediako. They don't got really much anyone else with size. Sure, Tennessee likes to play smaller as well, so Tennessee might fall into that trap that you're talking about where the LSU game against them. If you saw Fulkerson come through in the other game, if they just go to the inside here, and sure, Tennessee likes to play with pace, just make this a half-court game. That's why I think Jer is like in that +4, but it's tough to be on the Vols here tonight.
The lights will get shot out tonight. It's a perfect spot for Alabama to smack the shit out of them. It's just how I feel. I don't see it being any form of a issue. Big man not being available. Like you said, both teams want to play small anyway. We're going to see the rise of J.D. Davison here pretty soon. You're really going to see him start taking a bigger role in that team. He comes off the bench right now. At some point, he'll be starting for them. He's probably their best player.
Next game that we got going tonight. Pretty sure Steven's on the other side of this one, so me and him might be having a head-to-head here.
Another shot of hot sauce?
No, we're not doing a hot sauce shot, thankfully.
Oh.
We don't need that film back out there again. Yeah. We're going with the home dogs here. They're not big dogs. whatsoever. But I think everybody and their mother is on Seton Hall tonight. We're back in Cooley and the crew. Providence money line, even. Seton Hall, like what they've done so far this season, they defend the three extremely well. Providence, not a big part of where they rely, and plus they're shooting below 30% on the season, so maybe tonight's the night they figure it out. But they're going to be relying on trying to break down Seton Hall's 2-point defense, which I think they'll be able to do. One thing that could help them as well, both teams do enjoy getting to the line, so the free throw line could determine this game here. The home dog, where Seton Hall, I think they're not overrated because just laying points in there, Providence should be laying -3 here. Providence will win by 5, so we're taking the Providence money line even. All right, good. Steven, you gave out the Providence money line as well. I couldn't forget. I forgot which one it was.
I got one more college play, and it's kind of a it's kind of a weird spot for me personally. We got a LSU team.
I knew you were going here.
We got an LSU team that is more talented. To me, in my opinion, the most talented team in the SEC. Going on the road at Auburn, they're getting 4.5 points. I don't know how. Do you know how? Is there something I'm missing here? COVID? Is there something I'm missing?
Why LSU's dogs today?
Yeah, am I missing something?
It's your whole Saturday mantra method. Conference game, home fans back, Auburn at the crib, going to bring the tempo, bring the pressure. LSU's been scoring, but they kind of played some cupcakes so far this season. And Auburn's defense is legit. So this is going to be LSU's offense, that legit type of coming out party. We know their defense, which hasn't been Will Wade's mantra. That's been showing up more than anything this season. That's LSU, really where it's coming down to that. Their best win so far on the season's Georgia Tech or Wake Forest. No, Wake Forest is their best win on the season. So this is their first big game.
Yeah, I like LSU first half money line +140. I like Auburn. I think it's a great game down the stretch. But Auburn's had that issue against a bunch of teams where they don't start fast. They have the best player on the floor though. Jabari Smith should be the number 1 pick in the NBA draft. After last week, he's probably the number 1 pick. If y'all not familiar, write the name down. Check the game out tonight. The thing is also this LSU team is loaded with professional athletes. They're all going to be in the NBA. Now, they might not all be draft picks, but they're all going to play in the NBA. Will's done a great job of putting talent together. I think LSU in the first half comes out, plays really well. I think that they've been hearing what you're saying. It's their first real road game, haven't played anyone. They're going to come out tonight and try to show you they're the more talented team. First half, they'll come out and they'll run. They'll win the first half. They'll go in there, and in the second half, you'll see Bruce Pearl, who's a great adjuster. You'll see him attempt to speed them up, whether it's with 2-3 different presses, whether it's with three-quarter court.
That's your key in this game. Exactly, is the press, because LSU, even though they've played cupcakes, they've been susceptible to turning the ball over. So when Pearl decides to use that press, you saw the UConn game. I think it's going to happen like that, where you're going to see it right under the 8-minute mark in the first half.
It won't be right. He won't start off in the press. He will come out in 2 different. He'll play man. He'll play a couple different zones. Whatever he has to do. And like I said, like once he really decides to press them, that's when we'll find out how things will pan out for this team. But like I said, I do like LSU first half money line +140. That's all. Those are I only have those 2 plays for the game, for the college games.
Yep. Since it's a bigger slate, I'm still going to go through a few more just because I do like to give my thoughts. Gardner-Webb +7 is an extremely tempting spot tonight against Georgia. Georgia hasn't covered against a small team in a while here since that win at Memphis. It's basically been, if you've been fading them, you've been cashing extremely well. So I really can't go against anyone who wants to be taking that +7 with Gardner-Webb. I will not be, but you always know the lean there. The Memphis at Tulane game, Sosa and I were talking about it pre-stream. It's probably one of the biggest movements of the day. Probably just a better one just to completely stay away from. just kind of like how you have these two ACC matchups. I'd stay away from Wake Forest at Louisville and NC State at Miami, both of teams that are further down the pecking board there. Wake Forest at Louisville is kind of like one of these teams is going to be 16-10 and make the tournament type of gross. Yeah, they sure did row the boat yesterday.
You ain't lying, bro. They were out there. They were out there. Shout out to Fleck. Made me look stupid.
All right. One of the last games we'll get into here. Another SEC game. So you had the question of why was LSU dogs? My question is, why is Arkansas dogs today at Miss State?
They've been less impressive than LSU for sure.
Oh,
who they get beat by where it was just like, what? They got
Hofstra.
Right. They were getting smoked too. Ugh.
Yeah, so they had the cupcake schedule as well, except for their Oklahoma game was much more tougher, and Cincinnati were tougher than any of the games LSU have. But they got 2 losses. LSU has none. And this is kind of where Miss State, it's the home. They're 9-3, and they haven't beaten anybody either. Their best wins, Winthrop or Furman.
And we know Furman, all they do is just run. All they do is run and shoot threes. They don't play defense at all.
So, should we do it? Jump on the must bus. Money line, plus 150. Take the plus 3.5, minus 110 if you're scared. That's the third play of the night. Let's woo pig suey.
Say that one more time.
Woo pig suey. We're riding the must bus tonight, baby.
There it
plus
is.
150. I'm not trusting Iverson Molnar just yet. Of course, tonight's going to be the night where I thought he could be a solid guard. And he's always just been, I'm just not going to do it. Watch, we'll probably drop 25 plus tonight, but the must bus will be rolling.
Let's get it. Yes, sir.
Those are my 3 plays. We got rocking with 2 dogs in Providence and Arkansas. We're taking the over in Kansas, Nevada, 155.
Let's get it. I think
so.
I love the Arkansas play though. I really do. Because at some point they have to figure it out. You know what I mean? They're too talented to not get it right. I'm on the boat with you, my brother.
Yeah, could be a game too early. You always know those first SEC game. This is at least they had that, or they didn't have a road game yet, but at least they had 2 neutral courts against the Oklahoma and Cincinnati games. But first true road test here again for them.
They were so bad against Oklahoma, bro. What up, Akbar? Yeah, man, they were so terrible against Oklahoma. Oh my goodness. But yeah, that's like 8 total picks, 9 total picks.
Yes, sir. And you'll get more at 6 p.m. today on Paid for Play, same YouTube channel for the College Football Bowl playoffs and your Saturday bowls. Since Saturday is New Year's Day, I doubt any of you will want to be watching us live at 9 or 10 a.m., so we're going to give it to you Wednesday night. And as usual, playoffs, they shouldn't be tricky, but I just want to say this as we wrap it up, since we do have 55 people still here. Miss State football, what you guys did yesterday. I hope you guys made a shit ton of money off of that, or your boosters knew that, because 10-point dogs or 10-point favorites go in there, put up 1 touchdown, get completely train rolled, and just have half of the people just sitting, not even announced till after kickoff.
What happened to the air raid, bro?
Bro, they had like 10 players plus sit yesterday that weren't supposed to. They never said anything, and then kickoff happened. They're just like, yeah, we're just not playing these guys. It was I can't believe that they did that, but it's college. You're allowed to. It is what it is. The game is the game. So I forget who was saying they really want to be rocking that Texas Tech plus 10.5. There it was G5 Juan, who wanted to be rocking that plus 10.5. You never sweat a single second in that game.
Wire to wire, bro.
Shout out to you. That's how we'll end the show. Give us a like. Give us a subscribe. We'll see you all in 3.